aguantes, que gane mejor y que Dios le bendiga.
Champion versus champion. Mexico versus Mexico. Vamos! I think Nunes is going to have to survive an early storm here. Navarrete can be a fast starter. He throws punches from all angles. He is going to show Nunes some looks that he has never seen before.
How important are the early rounds here, Sergio?
Well, when it comes to Mexican fighters, you know, their engine gets going the later the fight goes. But whenever you're dealing with two power punchers, you need to get respect first. So both these guys have knockout power. So whoever lands first, I want to see how they're going to take that punch.
Navarrete 1 inch taller, 4 inches longer, but looks much bigger in there right now.
Yeah, he looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
We know that he's longer. We know that he has more championship experience. But right now, it's Nunes on the back foot boxing. And this is what I've seen with Sugar Nunes. He is agile enough and fleet-footed enough to actually box on the back foot when he needs to.
You know, two things on the weight for this fight. Navarrete used a nutritionist.
Oh, Sugar Nunes coming off the corner. Who's going to land the first big consequential punch?
Navarrete used a nutritionist for the first time to get down to 130, and his team says he feels great coming into this fight. And for Sugar Nunes, he is no longer beholden to that IBF rehydration clause. He has been operating in the IBF system. This is a unification fight. There is no rehydration clause for this fight.
And Sergio, I talked to you about this earlier. Nunes loves Navarrete. Says he's watched all of his fights. Is it going to be a little strange for him? Is he a little starstruck early on?
No, I think it's game plan. I think the respect is there, and that's the reason we see Sugar Nunes boxing on the back foot. And I've seen signs of this. I mean, we know that he's a power puncher, but he also light on his feet. Navarrete, on the other hand, he's flat-footed and one gear. What he lacks in technique and speed, he makes for in toughness and grit.
I think counter shots are going to be Sugar Nunes' best friend. You see the shots from Navarrete. They're so wide. He's so unorthodox. If Nunes keeps it tight, if he times him, there are going to be opportunities.
Straight punches usually win fights.
I like this game plan by Nunes. You know, you just start boxing, moving laterally, make Navarrete come chase you, run him into some shots.
We asked Navarrete, was he going to try and stick and move, or would he be right there in front of Nunes? He says, look, I'm not Shakur Stevenson. I can't fight that way.
No way. Not that many people have that ability, but what Nunes does have is intelligence. I needed to see this from the Mexican. I need to see that he has more than just grit and power and willing to engage in war. This is the way you beat a tough Mexican, and that's changing your game plan, having different levels.
Pushing the pace in round one.
Giving instructions. That was a conversation that Navarrete had with his coach.
And it was over distance. You know, he needs to close the distance. They told Navarrete that he can't have Nunes having that mid-range and using the entire ring. You gotta really close that distance and start aiming at the body. Ooh, good shot there by Navarrete. Overhand right.
Nunes' only loss came very early in his career, 8 years ago in Cancun against Hiram Gallardo. Since then, he's looked fantastic. 30 total wins, 28 coming by knockout. That's a 93% KO ratio.
Yeah, they asked him about that loss to Gallardo. He said what he took away from that fight is to never leave a result in the hands of the judges.
And I think they were too tough on him with the point deductions. I thought he still won that fight.
Well, I just can't get over how much smaller Nunes looks. Navarrete's a giant in there, probably closer to 160 pounds right now than he is to 130.
Well, he usually rehydrates anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds above this 130-pound limit. And look, Nunes, he's a pretty strong guy himself, a little more compact than Navarrete, but there's a lot of muscle on that frame.
And still moving, using the entire ring. And so far, this is in Mexican style. The fans might not like it, but it's going to work for Nunes. I mean, this is soon going to turn into a war. But if you can bank some rounds, not give Navarrete anything to land early, then maybe you can frustrate him late.
Delay the inevitable.
Delay the war.
Continuing to circle is Eduardo Nunes. His 2 distance wins have come in both of his world title fights. Navarrete sticking that jab.
It's a long, strong jab, and he does something that's very unorthodox. He throws wide uppercuts from far. Navarrete gets away with that because he has a long reach.
Navarrete has been 10 or more rounds in a bout on 11 different occasions. Nunes only twice.
Good counter to the body there by Sugar Nunes. If he can get some body shots in early on the aggressive Navarrete, that's going to pay out later. Whether they're jabs or they're hooks.
Nunes stopping the movement momentarily to throw a few punches, but now going backwards again.
See, Navarrete doesn't have fast hands and he's not quick with his feet. But once he does break that range and that distance, then that's when he gets dangerous. That's the reason Nunes is moving laterally so much this round.
Good left from Navarrete.
For Sugar Nunes, the brother of Fernando Montiel, the former 3-division world champion, and the Montiel family has been incredibly influential in the boxing career of Sugar Nunes. I mentioned the gym that he walked into in Mexico back when he was 13 years old. That was the gym owned by the Montiels.
Nunes, a rare foray forward, trying to push Navarrete back. Did you expect this much movement from Nunes?
No, I did not, but I did expect him to respect the power of Navarrete, but I don't expect him to move this much right now in box.
Who'd you give the first 2 rounds to, Chris? Nice left hand there from Nunes.
Yeah, good counter shot from Nunes. I've got a 2018, though, in favor of Emmanuel Navarrete. Not a lot of action in the first couple of rounds. Thought Navarrete squeaked out the second round on the power of that last 10-second finish, but he's just doing a little bit more than Nunes. For most of this fight, it's been a lot of movement and not enough punch output from Sugar Nunes.
You know, rare foot feint by Emmanuel Navarrete right there, and Nunes fell for it. He bit. We never see that kind of athleticism from Navarrete, but I would like to see more of that.
And you see those close inside body shots that Nunes is throwing any chance he gets.
I think Nunes is showing a little bit too much respect right now for Navarrete.
Well, Sergio, you talked about when you fought your hero early in your career that it was a very different experience.
Yeah, when you're across 20 feet away from someone like Shane Mosley, then you finally realize, like, wow, I'm about to go to war and fight with a legend. That's a similar experience that Sugar Nunes is going through, and maybe that's the reason he's moving a little bit too much and not giving the fight to Navarrete just yet.
Navarrete continues to follow Nunes around the ring. And we've seen in judging decisions in the past, it's hard to win rounds, close rounds at least, when you're fighting off the back foot, the other guy's walking you down.
Yeah, not unless you're throwing quality counter shots. A pretty good counter shot to the body right there from Sugar Nunes, but he's got to do more of that. When Navarrete comes in, gives him openings, he's got to counter.
And Nunes needs to start jabbing. You know, whenever you're going backwards and moving too much, but if you're not punching or trying to counter punch, then you're not doing enough to be winning rounds. I mean, neither of these guys are throwing many punches, so whoever's dictating with the jab is going to get credit.
It's a fascinating strategy from Nunes. I mean, we've seen him fight on the back foot before. He fought his last fight against Christopher Diaz. Good right hand there from Navarrete. But I don't think we've seen him move at this level.
Upstairs and downstairs for Navarrete as Nunes tries to fight off the ropes. He just seems a little intimidated right now.
Look, these are the exchanges.
Good uppercut, and that buzz Sugar Nunes.
That's the best punch, the favorite punch by El Vaquero. He caught him clean.
That you would train your fighters to do like Emmanuel Navarrete.
Nothing.
It's nothing. He is the most unorthodox fighter, I think, in boxing, at least at the championship level. He does virtually everything wrong. I had someone in boxing tell me recently that Navarrete fights like a guy that should have 15 losses.
And there's already a cut under the right eye of Sugar Nunes.
But he has pop behind those punches, and he stays on you. He is relentless with the attack.
Hey, it's not pretty, but he knocks you up. He knocks you out in LD fashion.
And you're wondering if maybe that big left hand woke Nunes up. It's going to force him to fight a little bit.
And I'll tell you what, Navarrete's been doing this clumsy foot feint that I'm not accustomed to seeing, but every time he does it, Nunes falls for it. See that? He does it right there again.
I tell you, I mentioned how respectful these two guys were of each other during this fight week, but when we pressed Navarrete on Nunez's record, his knockout ratio, he kind of rolled his eyes a little bit, said, I want to be respectful, but he hasn't been knocking out anybody. He hasn't been knocking out anyone near that's on my level.
But then there were questions also about Navarrete. Maybe is he on the tail end of his career? His last couple of performances, Chris, haven't exactly been world beater looking. He has struggled a little bit.
Look, he lost when he moved up in weight to Dennis Baranchik. No shame there. And he did not look great against Charlie Suarez. But this fight so far, he's looking pretty good.
And there's the draw also with Conceição.
It's amazing to me that a fighter that lacks speed, like Navarrete, that Nunes is not taking advantage, countering those long jabs, those long, slow jabs of Navarrete. But that just goes to show you the power and the timing that Navarrete has.
To me, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm reading this wrong, he just looks intimidated, like the moment might be a little too big for him.
Or maybe he's not ready for this type of champion that's in front of him.
Good body shot there from Navarrete. Finally, a good counter, left hand from Nunez.
Nunez better start doing something because this fight is getting away from him as far as competition. Because Navarrete wants to engage. He wants to make this a physical fight. Nunez is declining that, but he's not winning these rounds.
Nunez said that he had to fly in sparring partners from Nogales to his training camp in Tucson because he was knocking everybody out that was local, so they had to bring in guys from across the border. But right now, he hasn't done much to threaten Navarrete.
It's just not fighting like the confident fighter that we've seen in some recent fights. And look, he's fought and knocked out a guy like Shavkat Rakhimov. Christopher Diaz, a veteran fighter. This just looks like a very different guy.
Another strong flurry by Navarrete to end the round.
Long right hand landed on the side of the head by Navarrete.
Netherlands, and that country is fired up to see what he can do against Alexander Usyk. A lot of people were fired up to see what Nunez would do to Navarrete, and so far it's been a bit of a disappointment.
Well, here we go, the start of this round. Now we have Sugar Nunez moving forward. There clearly was a conversation with him in the corner about how these first 4 rounds have gone. Right out of the gate, steps on the gas, starts moving forward.
Yeah, Nunez has to be offensive. He's not a defensive fighter. He's not a counterpuncher. He needs to turn this into an offensive fight.
Let's see how Chris has it scored.
Yeah, I've got it 4 rounds to none, 40-36, and I don't think any of these rounds was particularly difficult to score. Last 2 especially, Emmanuel Navarrete has turned on the gas, landed the cleaner shots, the power punches, all Navarrete, 40-36 on my scorecard.
Nunez fans got excited when they saw Navarrete kind of fall into the ropes, but he just was off balance after he threw a punch. They want something to cheer about.
And now Nunez is digging to the body now, and he's having some success. Trying to line up that overhand right over the top.
Now this is the Sugar Nunez we're used to seeing. Pressing, keeping the fighting close, letting his hands go. The speed advantage with the hands is on Sugar Nunez tonight.
The speed, the footwork, and the youth is on side of Sugar Nunez. He better start implementing all of the above.
Nice body shot followed by a sweeping left hand. Navarrete said, I really want to hurt him. I've got to hurt him. The crowd expects it. My country wants it. It's good to see, though, some confidence now from Nunez as he's trying to push forward and pressure Navarrete, who's still scoring power punches, including that right hand.
Oh, good shot. Good uppercut on the inside by Navarrete.
And now it's a Mexican war.
Even against the ropes, Navarrete is dangerous.
Good body shot there from Navarrete.
Right on the belt line. A deep breath there from Nunez, who's trying to give as good as he's getting.
It wasn't intimidation, Todd. I think Nunez wanted to give up those early rounds to see what he's working with.
He wanted to give up 4 early rounds?
Well, maybe not 4, but look, we're seeing a completely different fighter now on the front foot, backing up Navarrete and digging down to the body.
I think he's backing up Navarrete, but I still think he's taking more of a punishment in this round.
Yeah, he's losing this round, I'd say. Navarrete So many slick tricks in his book. Not sure if he won it, though. We'll see Chris Mannix's scorecard after the next round. We're in the 6th, scheduled for 12. If you're a Navarrete fan, you got to be feeling really good right now, but a good body shot. Yeah, they're from Nunez.
That might have got the attention of Navarrete. I don't think Navarrete liked that left hook to the body.
To me, Sergio, Nunez's path to victory is punching with Navarrete. Navarrete's only been down one time in his pro careers against Liam Wilson, and Liam Wilson caught him with a counter shot. Navarrete was coming in, swung that right hand wild, and Liam Wilson came back and dropped him with a counter. That's what Nunez has to be looking for. He's a good, compact puncher. He's got to throw some of those shots when Navarrete throws.
Look at Navarrete, the veteran. He's just so composed in there, Sergio.
Yes, he is, and I think Nunez got the attention of Navarrete to the body. Continue digging downstairs if you're Sugar Nunez, because Navarrete takes a big shot upstairs. And of course, watch out for the money punch of Navarrete, which is the uppercuts.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many uppercuts. There's one right there. As I say, we haven't seen too many uppercuts from Navarrete at this point. Caught Nunez with one coming in, but so far it's been jab, straight right hand.
Nunez eating a lot of leather on the way in as he tries to close the distance. Nunez became IBF World Champion May of 2025 when he traveled to Yokohama, Japan, and beat Masanori Rikishi by unanimous decision. Defended his title against Christopher Diaz.
Much better strategy by Sugar Nunez here. Now finally on the front foot, countering to the body, but still getting caught with shots on the inside. But this is the type of fight that he needs to get into. He's going to have to absorb some shots just to land body shots like that.
These are good, hard shots by Navarrete.
Yeah.
You can hear the thought. These are clubbing shots.
And you can see the face of Nunez turning tomato red. Can he handle this abuse for another 6 rounds?
He's going to have to if he wants to win this fight.
Oof. Boy, when he stays right at the end of that range of Navarrete, it's a painful position to be in.
I don't know, guys. I don't like the way that Navarrete is reacting to the body shots of Nunez. I think Nunez is starting to break down Navarrete to the body.
Good moment here for Nunez. Navarrete with an inside right. He's content to stand there and bang it out.
When you're dealing with a strong puncher with long arms, you got to break that distance and swing away on the body.
Navarrete doing more damage to the face. But it's nice to see Nunez is getting back into this fight. We've reached the halfway point. Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored?
Yeah, I've got it 5 rounds to 1 in favor of Emmanuel Navarrete. I gave Nunez that last round on the back of some of that body work, especially over the final minute. But the first 5, not that difficult to score. Better round in the 5th for Sugar Nunez, but he was outlanded by Emmanuel Navarrete, especially with those power shots. I think right now Emmanuel Navarrete is still in control. The fan zone, they've got a clean sweep. I can't disagree with that. I thought Navarrete landed some great shots in that 6th round. If you give it to Nunez, it's because he stole it with how he fought in the final 30, 40 seconds.
Well, we're getting to the point where Nunez is going to need a knockdown. And if he's going to get it, Sergio, it appears it's going to come to the body.
It has to be to the body. There's no way that you can hurt this man upstairs. Navarrete takes too good of a shot upstairs. Whenever you're dealing with fighters with a soft physique, you got to aim downstairs. That's what you got to zero in. Aim at the stomach and the midsection of a guy like Navarrete.
Navarrete got good power on that jab. Back Nunez up with it. Nunez got to exchange. It's as simple as that. He can't win a fight like this. Navarrete can pick him apart from the outside. He's got to push him up against the ropes and just let his hands go.
And that's Navarrete's MO. I mean, he has a 4-inch reach advantage on Nunez, so the more desperate Nunez, the shorter fighter gets, the more he's going to get lined up for those uppercuts.
And I tell you, Sergio, this is a more disciplined fight than I'm used to seeing from Emmanuel Navarrete. He's still throwing some awkward looking shots.
And that is not the range Nunez wants to be in. It's a suicide mission.
Even on the back foot, Emmanuel Navarrete is a dangerous puncher.
These are just brutal shots from Navarrete.
Well, we know Nunez has got a chin, I'll tell you that much.
Navarrete having a moment here. It looks like Nunez is pretty hurt from some of these shots.
Well, you know, both of these guys are willing to go out on their shield.
Navarrete is not known as a hooking type puncher on the inside, but he's having a lot of success on close range hooks, left and right, going around the guard of Nunez.
Nunez told us he didn't enter the ring with a game plan, said he'd let his team handle his in-ring strategy. He does whatever they tell him to do.
You could just see how heavy the hands are of Navarrete. It's not power that's behind speed. It's just cinder block fists that land on opponents. To land those uppercuts.
Chris, you asked Navarrete yesterday, hey, do you feel like you've lost a little bit as you've aged? Are you not quite the fighter you once was? And he said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel quicker and stronger than I ever have. I'm in my prime right now. I know this. I would know if I'm slipping, and I am not. And he looks like he's not right now.
He's put that Charlie Suarez fight behind him, and he is putting on the kind of fight we saw against Oscar Valdez in the rematch, against Isaac Dogbe in the rematch. Not similar fights, but similar dominance for Emmanuel Navarrete.
Nunez needs to zero in on the body of Navarrete. Every time he does land there, you can see Navarrete doesn't like those shots. And I say it all the time, whenever you're dealing with these tough iron chin Mexicans, it's going downstairs that's going to hurt them.
Look at the power shots landed in round 7, 23-13. Navarrete with the decisive edge.
Mexicans like Navarrete got iron chins, granite chins, but there's no granite in the body.
For what it's worth, the cut that is under the right eye of Eduardo Nunez has slowly stopped bleeding.
Fuerza, fuerza, mano libre.
Oh, big uppercut there from Navarrete.
What a sneaky, beautiful shot. And that's Navarrete's favorite punches, left and right uppercuts. Very rare for a long arm fighter that has the height, the reach, the power to be on the inside and be so effective with uppercuts. And there it is again.
Boy, Nunez showing a lot of heart, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but he's squaring up and he's making it easier for Navarrete to land those uppercuts. You don't want to square up with a fighter like Navarrete.
There was a right hand that snuck through for Nunez. Finally able to land something upstairs. His best moment of the fight, but Navarrete clipped him on the ear.
An awkward combination, 4 straight right hands by Nunez, but that actually broke the momentum of Navarrete. Doubling and tripling one side, one shot is actually working against Navarrete.
Backing up as Nunez continues to batter the body.
Yeah, good shot. He landed a good left hand to the liver. Navarrete didn't like that body shot. You can see him on the back foot now, which is a rarity for him.
Garcia 2, sign me up.
That's a must.
All right, good round for Nunez in the 8th. But it's been Navarrete's fight from start to now, no doubt about it. But Nunez still hammering away.
Ooh, good shot.
But then he's got to go through this. You hit me, I hit you. And Navarrete hits harder, it seems.
Yes, it does. You can tell anytime Navarrete lands a clean shot.
Stiff right.
Nunez is hurt on his feet right now, and it was before that right hand. You don't want to get hit cleanly by Navarrete.
And right now his right eye appears to be closed, Sergio.
Yeah, Navarrete's power is way too much.
I'd be surprised if Nunez can make it the distance, considering the look of that eye and the amount of punishment he's taking. Can he handle 4 more rounds?
I think Nunez is tough enough to get there. It's the question if the referee steps in and sees that eye and thinks it's too problematic for him to continue.
Nunez is getting hit by heavy right hands right now.
Chris Mannix's scorecard through 8. Let's see who gave that 8th round to. He did give it to Nunez.
Yeah,
big
Nunez.
right hand. Nunez take a step back. Big uppercut from Navarrete.
It's only a matter of time, guys. Navarrete landing too cleanly with that right hand.
And the right eye of Nunez is completely shut. He can't see a thing.
Yeah, any momentum that Sugar Nunez built with a pretty solid performance in that last round, it's gone. Navarrete back to dominating this fight.
They're going to have the doctor take a look at it here in a minute. But Nunez showing you that Mexican pride, that heart, Sergio.
No, he's going to go down swinging, but Navarrete doesn't mind knocking you out. I mean, this is a power-punching, scary Mexican fighter, Navarrete. Even on the back foot, even when he's not positioned, he's still able to hurt you.
And keep in mind, Navarrete was a slight underdog coming into this fight.
Yeah, we've had a couple of situations on this card where it's felt like the more experienced fighter's been a little bit disrespected. We saw that with Abel Ramos against Tamir Smalls. Ramos came up with the win, and I was surprised to see that Navarrete was the underdog. Yeah, he was coming off that fight against Suarez, but this is a guy that's been in some of the top guys in multiple weight classes.
That right eye by Sugar Nunez is completely closed. I'd love to see Navarrete start throwing left hands, left uppercuts, and left body shots because Nunez can't see those punches coming.
Boy, Nunez still fighting his heart out, giving you everything he's got. But Navarrete just too good tonight. But they're going to have the doctor take a look, Sergio, and you think they're going to stop it here?
I think it's getting close to the stoppage. Even the corner of Nunez. Even the corner of Nunez is concerned now.
Good. Okay. ¿Está bien? ¿Puedo ver? Okay. Vamos.
All right, they're going to let him continue, but will that eye hold up for the last 3 rounds? We're in the 10th live from Arizona. It has been the Emmanuel Navarrete show here tonight.
I don't think it's the eye that he's worried about. I think it's his resilience. His punch resistance is going out the window. Nunez is in trouble.
29 power punches landed for Emmanuel Navarrete in that 9th round. And those numbers are going to continue to climb with Nunez really being unable to see out of that left eye. You can see Navarrete targeting it with some of these shots.
Oh, nice left hand. Good sportsmanship there from Navarrete.
And he busted that eye open.
Boy, pouring blood now.
This fight is not going to last too much longer. That left hand is doing damage on Nunez now.
Referee taking a good look at it. Man.
You know, whatever cut was on that right eye, Navarrete busted it open with one of those hooks.
Sergio, if you're in the corner of Nunez, at what point do you go, man, you're just too tough for your own good?
Probably right about now. Mexicans don't know how to quit, but sometimes you got to save them from themselves. I mean, we expected this to be a bloody war.
Oh, nice uppercut.
But this is a one-sided war.
Yeah, Nunez is fighting blind. Chavez is jumping up out of his broadcaster seat, telling the referee to stop it.
When the great Julio Cesar Chavez is on his feet asking to stop this fight, we know there's mercy. Show some mercy here if you're on the team of Eduardo Nunez.
Navarrete's got to be thinking, what is this guy made of? I've hit him with everything I've got.
And you see the spirit is still there in Sugar Nunez. He just has not been able to find a way to break through against Emmanuel Navarrete.
Fans are appreciating this.
Yeah.
Just when you think Sugar Nunez is gone, Navarrete comes right back. And you can see the concern of El Gran Campeón Mexicano. He doesn't want to see no more of this Mexican spirit and this Mexican heart from Sugar Nunez.
His corner has got to stop in between the next round.
I think if and when the doctor takes another look at that cut, they're going to see it is in far worse shape than it was 3 minutes ago.
Stop this fight, guys. You can't be getting hit by a puncher 4 times in a row like that.
He's still grinding away.
Guys, this is going to end ugly. It's going to be an uppercut. It's going to be an uppercut by Navarrete. It's wide open for him. Nunez is squared up.
Right now.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn told me that he just told the corner of Eduardo Nunez to stop the fight. I would imagine the doctor is going to agree. These fans, they love what they're seeing. They love the heart that's being shown from Sugar Nunez. But sometimes the heart needs to be let go.
And that's it! Emmanuel Navarrete is the king of Mexico!
Great stoppage because that man needed saving from himself. If the corner wasn't going to do it, I'm glad that the outside help came in because it was going to get end ugly.
So much.